All right, folks, what is going on? This is an extended episode of the First and Frame Rate Show, episode 312, extended. I'm VF Baller. The reason why I'm doing this extended episode is because I want to get you guys that are on the podcast side of things some content, some things I actually wanted to talk about and get some things out of the way so I don't linger over to the next episode tomorrow. So thank you guys for being patient. If you are listening to the podcast side, want to know what's going on, I just did an episode on the YouTube and Rumble side to where I was, talking about the the press conference that the Atlanta Falcons had with Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith. That went really well. And thank you guys for everybody who watched that live. So if you want to check that out, you can go to YouTube or Rumble, First and Frame Rates. I'll pop right on up. And over there, we basically discussed and reacted to the press conference. But this episode is an extended episode. We're going to talk about the practice roster for Georgia Southern. We also going to look at kind of piggyback on the press conference where it's a possibility that the Falcons could take a quarterback at number 8. So we're going to look into all of that. So once again, if this is your first time here, welcome to the First and Frame Rate Show. I'm BF Baller. Over here we talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. Let's go ahead and get right into this. The spring roster is out, and I got it on the screen so you guys can see. So we're just going to go down the roster real quick and just talk about who's here, who's not here, and give our thoughts and opinions. I also want to talk about the practice because the practice just started. Georgia Southern practice started this week, and it's a little bit different than the other practices. Because when I went to the practices, there were music blaring, and it was more like a party time type of situation based on what the last regime was doing. And I get it. You want players to feel more relaxed. This practice just seemed like it was more business oriented. It was straight business, and I cannot be mad at that. I'm cool with every bit of it. I think this is something that is much, much needed in the Georgia Southern organization, and I'm so happy to see it. Coach Helton and them look like they mean business. They mean like they mean business. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens from there. I want to go to a practice before they do the spring game. I may not be able to do that, but I'm definitely going to be at the spring game. So be on the lookout for that, and we'll just go from there. Now, let's look at the actual roster. First, we're going to go with Todd Bradley, Glenn, and J.D. King. They're both back for another year. Todd Bradley, Glenn is a 7th-year senior. Ain't that something, from Valdosta, Georgia? That's pretty awesome. All the injuries, the things he dealt with, and he's still here to be not only just a leader but a player for Georgia Southern, because we already know he's one of the leaders of this team. And him and J.D. King as well, with their 6th year in, that's going to be really interesting to see how they play a role into the offense and defense. Is J.D. King running back 1? I don't know. I mean, he's the most experienced, I think. I'm almost certain that he is. And he has a lot of talent. There's nothing there. I mean, nothing about, his talent is there. Todd Bradley, Gillen as well. So we got 2 guys that are pretty much probably going to be the captains of the team. You couldn't ask for any better 2 guys. I mean, great Georgia Southern men, and they play football very well. So that's going to be really good to see. So I seen the rumors of Derwin Burgess going to move into number 2 from number 15. Look like that is the case. I think this was his number before when he was at when he was in high school. I think it was number 2. I could be wrong, but he's going to be number 2. Derwin Burgess is good. This is a good receiver that not many people have been talking about. He can get open. He can catch the ball. He had some flashes last season. I want to see him get better. I think that's going to be pretty cool. Justin Ellis is back for a 6th year. He's wearing number 2 as well. So you got these guys here wearing opposite numbers. That's usually how it is in college now. If you're playing defense, you're playing offense, you're going to be wearing the same number. That's pretty neat. Now, another Tyler Bride, he stepped up big time last year. He was so good for us last year before the injury. And he's back at number 4. Gerald Green is another really good running back. Went down prior to injury. And we talked about this in the strength and conditioning episode. Injuries played a major role in what happened last season. even though you already know that all the other stuff, but this didn't help matters. So you got Gerald Green at number 4. Amari Jones, I talked about this the other day, that he actually moved officially to wide receiver, so he's a wide receiver now. Najee Thompson, defensive back. I think he could do a little bit of everything. They should just put everything in the position thing, but he's listed as a defensive back. 5th year, him and Amari Jones both back for a 5th year. That's pretty cool. So we got a lot of leadership and a lot of veteranship on this team. And that goes a long way, especially with, Clay Helton is actually taking over for his first year. It's good to have these guys around so that knows what it's like to be at Georgia Southern. So it really does help. Kyle Van Treese, the transfer from Buffalo, is wearing number 6 as well. And that's pretty cool because you got 2 seniors right here, Anthony Beck and Caleb Hood, that already had number 7 because Kyle Van Treese was number 7 at one point. So that's pretty cool. Kyle Van Treese is projected to be the starter. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But you never know because we got a lot of quarterback competition. We will talk about more quarterbacks as we get down to the roster. So, like I said, Anthony Beck, one of the great punters in the Sun Belt, is wearing number 7. Caleb Hood is going to be back. I think he was injured as well. He'll be back for his senior year. I remember when Caleb started out as a freshman, and he has some hands on him. He can catch. So this is another wide receiver along with Durham Burgess, Amari Jones, Caleb. We got a good bit of wide receivers, but we're going to talk about them at another time altogether because we have a lot of receivers just as much as we have quarterbacks. Kaji Jackson, the transfer from North Carolina. I'll take that back. Caleb Hood was a transfer for Air Force Prep as well. Kaji Jackson is his previous school was North Carolina. So he is here. He transferred last year. Had some moments, but it's good to see him with us. Another senior. JJ McCaffrey, 6'3", 220 out of Georgia Military College. Another receiver. Had some flashes. Chalon Howard from Madison, Florida. A lot of people say he is fast. He has some speed to him. And it's going to be interesting to see how well he can play defensive back because he can be another good defensive back. Darius Lewis, wide receiver from Jacksonville, Florida, redshirt junior. I know a little bit about him, but it's going to be interesting to see where he fits with the wide receivers. Kevon Glenn, transfer from Florida State, transferred last year, had some moments as well. He's going to be along with Kaji Jackson as far as linebackers. Bo Johnson, tight end from Plantation, Florida. Bo Johnson had some pretty good moments. I think he went down with an injury at one point as well. David Dallas, he's wearing number 12, which is really interesting. That's pretty cool. He's wearing number 12, freshman. I think he is hurt at the moment. So he had an injury that was said at the press conference, so hopefully he gets well very soon. Anthony Wilson, defensive back, number 12, out of Columbia, South Carolina. Then you got Derek Canteen coming back from a torn pectoral muscle. Redshirt junior from Evans, Florida. Evans, Florida, isn't that a good times? Florida Evans. Evans, Georgia. He's going to be back. That's going to be really good to see. Connor Kaliski, another really good quarterback. We got so many quarterbacks, man. He stepped in big time for a few games. Good to see him. Sam Kennerson, which was once drafted as a quarterback, is now a wide receiver. He's very fast. If he can get his hands on the ball, good things will happen. Ashton Whitner, my favorite recruit of this recruiting class. Ashton Whitner, 6'1", 195 out of Greenville, South Carolina. He was number 6, but he's now number 14. That's interesting. That's interesting, number 14. And I wouldn't be surprised if he get playing time earlier than we think he could. Because Ashton Whitner's that guy. Zach Roseman, number 15. Let's see, Zach Roseman is number 15. A lot of people say that he's capable of starting right away. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with this quarterback class. Quinn Williams, linebacker, redshirt senior. He had some moments as well. I remember him having an interception in that one game, the pick 6. Pretty awesome. Quincy Bonner, former quarterback from Army West. Well, he was at Army West Point. Former quarterback for the Georgia Southern Eagles. He's moved to defensive back. I did an episode on him as well. Terrell Davis, Number 16, Germ Singleton, wide receiver, 7th year. I didn't know he was in that. Oh yeah, I take that back. He's the got a phone call. He is the transfer from Houston, his 7th year. I didn't know that. Richie Langford came from College of San Mateo. He's another transfer, number 17. He was a transfer. He's still a sophomore, so he has some years left. Interesting. He was at practice recently as well. I saw on a couple of clips. Mizell Williams, sophomore out of Daytona, Florida. Justin Birdsong is back for a 6th year. Awesome player. I think he went down with an injury last year. You didn't hear much about him, but big game at the RL Carrier New Orleans Bowl. Big game. So it's good to see him back. Cam Ransom, sophomore quarterback out of Lakeland, Florida. He was my favorite recruit that's coming out the year before when he was a freshman. Between him, Zach Roseman, David Dallas, Kyle Van Treese, man, that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Alex Rayner is the kicker from Kennesaw, Georgia. Redshirt junior. Seth Robinson is back as well. He had some moments. Madison, Georgia. Zion McKee, redshirt senior. He's back. He had some moments as well. They got Sean Pelkiss at tight end still. No, I don't want to talk about that. Tight end from Downton, Pennsylvania, junior. That guy needs to be on defense, man. That's all I'll say about it. Tyler Jordan, running back, coming from Georgia Military College. Didn't know much about him. Mari Wingard, he's wearing number 23 as well. I remember him at Elon. He transferred from Elon. Josh Trice, DB, he's wearing number 24. Jalen White, number 25, junior out of Delaware. Man, he's a junior already. Jeez. Man, he's a junior already. I just remember he just walked in the door. He's already a junior. Justin Nelson, number 26, from Naval Academy. Ithram Durham, another tight end from Mercer. He's a transfer from Mercer. We got a lot of tight ends as well. This is another reason why I'm wondering why this guy, Sean Pelkiss, is on the offense. Nevertheless, Isaac Walker, defensive back out of Greensboro. Defensive lineman, redshirt freshman. Zaire Horton, defensive back out of Woodstock, Georgia. He's a true freshman. I think he's going to be pretty good. Nice size, 6'2", 200 pounds. A.J. Brown, running back, redshirt junior from Harlem, Grovetown, Georgia. Justin Myers, number 29. Let's see what we got here. Redshirt freshman from Washington, Georgia. Alex Bowen was once a quarterback, moved to wide receiver from Glen St. Mary, Florida, number 30. Jack Ferguson, defensive back out of Marietta. Chase Watson, Andrew Johnson, Christian Parrish, Marcus Watson Trent went down with the injury. Had a very good promise in this season. Before he went down. John Ferguson, number 34. Dow Watson, number 35. Terrion Dixon, number 35 as well. Justin Howell, Quincy Darnell. I'm trying to think anybody else. Jalen Jackson is number 40. Junior out of Athens, Georgia. I remember, he's been around for a while. Let me see. Dylan Springer is back for his 6th year. Good to see that. Number 42 from Baton Rouge, Midland, Texas. Really good to see him come back because we didn't know if he was coming back or not. Kendall Young from Iowa Central Community College transfers over to be a tight end, number 43. So you got Jeremy Smith, Michael Edwards, number 45. Let's see, Jordan Pearson, Andrew Douglas, number 46. Jordan Pearson, number 47. Let's see, Harrison Hamsley is a redshirt freshman out of Valdosta. He's number 48. The other number 48 is Nick Mercer, redshirt freshman, defensive lineman. Javian Boykin, another tight end out of Snellville. Caleb Kelly, number 50. Let's see who else we got here. Brandon Wilson, number 52. Trevon Locke, number 53. Will Riggs, number 54 from Albany. Kai Teo, true freshman out of Columbia, South Carolina. I'm glad that he picked him up from Spring Valley. That is not too far from my area. where I live at now. It's not too far. Let's see. Chandler Strong. No, I'm sorry. Brian Miller from Savannah Memorial Day. Shout out to the Savannah area. That's where I grew up at. Trayvon Locke as well. Let's see. Brian Miller is back for a 6th year. Chandler Strong is an offensive lineman out of Warren Robins, Georgia, number 57. Aaron Pion, redshirt junior out of Stone Mountain, number 58. Number 60 is Rasheed Miller, offensive lineman. Oh, you got to run on offensive linemen right here. So Rasheed Miller, number 62 is Michael Jabron. Number 63 is Teva Reynolds. You also have Cleveland Williams, number 64. Logan Langemeyer, he's back for his 5th season. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was still here. Seaburn Hines, move this up. I'm sorry, everybody. Seaburn Hines is offensive lineman for us, number 67. Trying to think. Nate Lewis, 68. Jalen Carter, 72. Chaz Collins, 73. Pashawn Winley. Nate Lewis is the freshman, a true freshman, and Pashawn Winley. Both of those are true freshmen. Nate Lewis out of Hazelhurst. Pashawn Winley is out of Moreland, Georgia. So we got a lot of freshmen that are here that could contribute right away, because we got some really good recruits. Griffin Cardner, redshirt junior out of Leesburg. Caleb Cook out of Brunswick. Number 79 is Kalen Wright. DJ Butler, tight end, 6th year out of Orangeburg, South Carolina. Parker Self, wide receiver, 6'2", 190 out of Florida, Douglasville. Redshirt sophomore, transfer from Florida State. That's really interesting. JT Galloway, another wide receiver, transferred from Savannah State a while back. He's a redshirt senior. Britton Williams, this is my guy, my favorite kicker on the team. No shade to Alex Rayner. I like Britton Williams a lot. Out of Richmond Hill, Georgia, number 82. Number 83, Chase Hancock, another good tight end that we had. Caught the first touchdown pass from Cam Ransom. So that was awesome. Redshirt senior out of McLeanly, Florida. Number 84, Azera Archie from Monmouth, 6'4", 195. Ezell Smith, another receiver from Atala, Alabama. Green Williams, number 86, Monticello, Georgia. Let's see, Evan Lester, number 87. We're almost at the end, everybody. Jordan Bennett, number 88, wide receiver out of Pelman, Georgia. Redshirt sophomore. Jackson Willer, long snapper. Redshirt junior out of Brainbridge, Georgia, number 89. Number 90 is Parker Devine, defensive lineman. Senior, he's a redshirt senior. What is this? His 4th year now? Yeah, it will be 4th or 5th year. Damian Rose, defensive lineman, redshirt freshman out of Camille, Georgia. Christian Varner from North Carolina. He's back with his former teammate, Kaji Jackson. 6'3", 300. He's number 92 from Howard, Georgia. He's going to be taking the place of C.J. Wright. Dylan Snyder, tight end, redshirt freshman from Florida and South Carolina. That's interesting. He's number 94. He's from the Citadel. That's really interesting. He's number 94. Amaro Herring, number 95, defensive lineman, junior, redshirt junior from Blueville, North Carolina. Mark Langston, long snapper for Savannah, Georgia, coming from Kennesaw State. He's number 95. LJ McLeod, number 96, defensive lineman, redshirt freshman from Pike Road, Alabama. Bryce Christian is another kicker. I almost forgot about him. Kicker, redshirt senior from Swanee, Georgia. Miles Winslow, number 97, redshirt freshman out of Orlando. Matthew Daniel, punter from Richmond Hill. Interesting, came from West Virginia. So a couple of West Virginia guys I wanted to come to the team, but they never made it. Walker Bradbury, another punter from Athens, Georgia, number 99. And Kerron Smith, defensive lineman, redshirt junior out of Fitzgerald, Georgia. So that's pretty much the entire team right there that are on the practice squad. I'm a little optimistic because I know we got a lot of talent, but those are all the guys who are on the spring roster. I think we got some other people coming in after spring. They're going to be here for the actual enrollment period for the fall. So expect to have more people on the roster. At the end of the day, you can't have enough players. I mean, obviously you can, but I mean, you just can't have enough players that want to be at your school. And it's going to be really cool to see. And I can't wait to see how all this plays out, because now we're looking at a situation where football season is starting, and I'm here for it. and I can't wait to get down to Paulson. Hopefully I can watch a practice or two, but I'm definitely going to be trying to get to the spring game. There's no question about that. So before we get going, this turned out to be a full episode. It's pretty cool that you guys are getting a full episode. So going on from there, we're going to jump over to, let me see if I can find this image. There we go. Falcons going to take a wide receiver at 8. What do you guys think? I'm going to take a few minutes before I get out of here to talk about this. I think the Falcons is probably going to take a quarterback at 8. I think it's almost, I'll say it's about an 80% chance that it happens. Terry Fontenot and company in the press conference said that they're about to go to all these places to look at quarterbacks, and it sounds like that's the direction they want to go. They said they're going to go to Ole Miss. They said they're going to go to Cincinnati. They're going to Liberty, and they're going to Pitt, the University of Pitt. So I'm taking that as if they're going to take a quarterback. What does this mean for the franchise? They basically just want to get a quarterback that they like. They could probably have him sit a year behind Marcus Mariota, or possibly take the reins if they play good enough. And having them under that cap space for 2023, they're going to be able to get a lot of players that are actually pretty good. So they're going to be good, big-time spenders, and have that on a rookie contract. You really can't beat that. If the rookie doesn't pan out, you still got Marcus Mariota on another 1 year where he's not getting paid as much as these elite quarterbacks, and you could turn right around and try another quarterback in 2023 as well. So there's a lot of options here. I firmly believe that the Falcons are going to take a quarterback at 8. Like I said, I'm about 75 to 80% gut feeling that's going to happen. I'll be surprised if they go somewhere else. And at the end of the day, and I'm about to close with this. This is a good time to be Falcons and Georgia Southern Eagle fans, to be honest. Even if you don't like what is going down with Atlanta with the picks and everything, it's still a good time. And it's a good time to really look into what we have and assess, evaluate, and have real discussions about this. The episode, the original version of 312, was a really good discussion about the Falcons. It's gotten to the point where I may want to do a live at least maybe once a week to get you guys, you get some feedback from you guys. Because one thing I don't like doing, I don't like talking at people. I like to interact. I want to talk to the people. And I think that's what we did. We did a really good job of talking to each other through the chat and what I was, my opinions. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to have an opinion that may not be popular. The only thing I ask for is just to have those opinions respected. Even to say, hey, I think you're wrong. I feel this way. And I think that we'll be able to be productive that way. It's just saying, oh, he wrong, and start calling names and this, that, and the third. People been called names all kind of ways since Matt Ryan and Michael Vick been around. Is you either Matt Ryan supporter or Matt Ryan hater or Michael Vick supporter or Mike Vick hater? It's either one of the two. But now I feel like with the live, I felt really good with having a full-on discussion. It was pretty cool. All right, y'all. I'm going to get out of here, and I will see you guys on Thursday morning. We'll have more to talk about. Thank you guys for the support. Everybody who subscribed, thank you guys who came through on the live chat. That was pretty awesome. That was fun. And we need to do more live chats like that because I really enjoy talking to you guys. And if you want to check out that episode, you can go to YouTube or Rumble because it's not going to be on the podcast avenue. This will be on the podcast avenue, Apple, Google, Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify. And if you want to, hit the like, share, and subscribe. If you want to give me a 5-star rating, do that on the Apple platform and give me some feedback. Let me know how well I'm doing or how bad I'm doing on the comment section or in the feedback areas of these podcasts. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys once again. I will see you guys in the next episode. You guys take it easy. Be blessed. Peace.